the idea to do this video the other day because I was looking at a YouTube channel and it was going on about the pros and cons of going to film school. Well, I thought in the same vein I should probably do a video about the pros and cons of going to a drama school or doing an acting degree or a conservatory program where you train to be an actor, and you know, the ups and downs of that, and how to select a program, what program to select, what it's going to entail of you when you're there, and just other various things like that. If you think about going to drama school because you think it's a golden ticket, I can tell you right now that drama school is not the golden ticket, and I know many people that went to huge schools like in the UK, such as RADA, LAMDA, Central, drama schools like that. I went to the Gaiety School of Acting in Ireland, which is pretty big drama school here. There's another big drama school, and then I went on to film school after that. But that in no means gives is the golden ticket into the industry. The only person I know from my drama school that sort of had instant success was actually someone who didn't finish the drama school, which was Colin Farrell. He did the first year in the Gaiety, and then during the summer he got a short, and then that got to a film festival, and then one of the biggest agents in Ireland signed him, and then he got Tiger, I think it was, but he didn't even finish drama school, and that was the only person who had instant success from the drama school system, from the Gaiety, as long as I know. And there's a lot of other successful actors that have come from the Gaiety, like Aidan Turner, Sarah Green, Charlie Murphy, to name but a few. But those they got lucky as it was. But that the only one who I know of who got that instant success is Colin Farrell. I think a lot of other drama schools are the same. Maybe RADA or LAMDA or Central in the UK, you have that slight bit more advantage. But I know, you know, people coming out of RADA or LAMDA and they don't have agents, and they would be very talented actors, and you know, they come back to Ireland because some of them are Irish and they're working in Ireland and they're just working away like everyone else. So if you're thinking to go to drama school and you think it's the successful ticket to Hollywood success or to even theatre success, then don't do it. Now I'm going to talk about the programs themselves. Now I only know the Gaiety, but I know other programs as well, like RADA and LAMDA and Central. I kind of know what their programs are like, and I investigated other schools and what their programs involve. Now, I mean, the one big thing is you're gonna learn how to use your voice, and that's the big takeaway from drama school. You're gonna have to learn how to use your voice and learn how to use it very well, and articulation and resonance in the voice, and that's a really good skill set, and I think it's really underlooked. If you haven't trained as an actor and you're training naturally, or you're going by your own method, you're doing plays and you're learning as you go, you're never going to get that time in your life where you're completely dedicated to training the voice. And anyone who I've met from these conservatories, the big conservatories, they always have a really good voice. Now, does that mean they're natural on camera? No, not necessarily. And does that mean that translates to film work? Not necessarily at all. And what I find is, young actors who grow up in the industry and who have experience in front of the camera, they're the ones who are more natural on camera than people that come out of drama school. And yes, their voice may not be that articulate, and their diction is maybe not that strong, and the resonance in the voice isn't come through, but they have a naturalism that people just coming out of drama school don't have. Generally speaking, I'm not speaking for all people, but most, in my experience, people coming out of drama school are on the hammier side of things when it comes to acting. So that be said, also you learn in drama school, you learn about your body, how your body works and how emotion works. But also, I think one of the cons of going to drama school is you get better. Well, better is the wrong word, but you get really good at faking it. And on theatre, you can kind of fake it and get away with it and still have a somewhat entertaining performance. Now, it's not for me, but as long as certain other criteria is met in drama school, then faking it is fine, I wouldn't be too keen on that, and that's why I lean more towards film work. because, you know, it's either real or it's not. So, you know, take that in mind when you go to drama school, because you're training all the time. You know, you're up on your feet all the time. You know, my conservatory was like basically 8:30 in the morning to 7 in the evening, and then I was watching plays afterwards. And you have no time to think about the craft, and that leads me on to my next point, and that's a big drawback of drama school, is you don't have time to think, because really acting, in my opinion, it's not only an emotional journey. Obviously it's an emotional journey, but it's also a psychological journey, and your mind has to keep up with where your body is at and how you're progressing as an actor. And when you're in a conservatory, you've got no fucking time to think about anything. And then you're thrown out of the drama school system, and then you're like, what the fuck am I going to do now? Like, you know, you don't know where your next job is coming from. You have a slight word of agents, maybe casting director likes you or whatever, but you've no certainty, and you've spent, you know, 3 or 2 or 4 years training constantly without thinking about your future, in my opinion, and people I've met. And now you're like, what do I do next? And that's not necessarily a good thing. You know, my girlfriend, she has not trained as an actor, and she's a very successful actor in Ireland. But she has a mind that can teach herself, and she learned a lot of stuff on set and didn't go to drama school, and that suits her really well. The way she learns, she wouldn't even benefit from drama school situation. Now, she did go to the same film school as I did. It's a very unique program, but you know, the drama school situation didn't suit her, and probably won't suit a lot of actors. Also, another con of the drama school experience is that you will be working on pieces that you have no choice on. I mean, you get pieces selected for you throughout the course, whether it's 2 or 3 years, whatever. And you may not want to do, you know, those performances. You may not want to play those characters. You also may not want to do Shakespeare, or you may not want to do sort of classical plays. You don't see that they're relevant now. I mean, that was, in my opinion, that was where I didn't want to do that sort of stuff. Or you may have to do material that doesn't suit your personality, in your own opinion. You've no choice over that. And in terms of drama school conservatories, they're very militant in what they want and expect out of their actors, and that's a good thing, because you learn self-discipline, and your work rate is huge. So it's also a pro. But if you're like me, who's kind of a disagreeable personality, and would rather choose my projects, then drama school will be maybe not be for you, because you'd like to have more choice in the matter. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of things to think about before you go and do drama school, and I wish I thought about them more before I went. Now, I don't regret going, because I learned a lot about myself and a lot about the craft and the industry, but there was definitely cons, you know, in terms of, you know, you fuck all time in your hands, but I would definitely, if you are interested in going to drama school and acting is your thing, do some serious research into the conservatories that you're thinking of going to. And just because it has a big name doesn't necessarily mean it's the golden ticket, because, you know, if you think about RADA, you might get in there. There's 16 people that come through RADA every year, and a lot of those people don't get signed. Now, you could go to a smaller school, you know, in a place like Manchester or something like that, I don't know, in the UK, and you could come straight out of there and get signed. I think there's a drama school in Wales, where there's Royal Academy or something or other, but as far as I know, everyone who does that drama school gets signed from their showcase, pretty much, and goes straight into working environment. I think there's 2 drama schools in Wales, but anyways, one of them, Royal Academy of something or other. You check that out. So that's interesting to know. Also, you know, conservatories are very expensive, and they don't guarantee that you will be a working actor. And the one thing about being an actor is, people don't tell you about, you know, you're fucking poor, and you're going to be poor, and that's just kind of how it is. And it takes a few years, unless you're extremely lucky, to be getting gigs where you're getting paid a lot of money. So you can't be expecting that. So maybe it's worth your time just working your way up and trying to get as much set experience and theatre experience without going to drama school. Maybe that's more beneficial to you. So it's kind of akin to the film school experience. You could learn on the fly. If you're a director, you could learn about directing on the fly probably faster than going to the film school if you have that type of mind where you can learn things yourself. So there's just a few thoughts on the drama school experience. Hope this was helpful.